Okay, so let's look at how you load a file once it's been logged and copied, and how you can begin to understand the data that's been recorded. So first of all, just select any file that you want, and then third button down on the right hand side, press load, and then we go to chart, which is where we do the analysis, and then we've got some buttons across the top. So first of all, it's the track button, which is just a sort of a snail trail, if you want to call it that, and that's orientated so it's north, south, east and west, and each dot along the screen is a second in time. So if we zoom into this, we can see that it's made up of a series of dots, which is on the GPS second, the beat of the second on the GPS. Then if we go to time, this is where we do the bulk of the analysis, and if I just on the left hand side and the right hand side match each other, which is basically if we ignore the calcs at the top, calc 1 and calc 2 on the top left and top right for now, and we just look at the individual measured elements with this particular system, we have pitch, heel, clue data or clue load, rudder, speed over ground and course over ground. Those are the base elements that we measure, and then if we were to load one of those, so to load the heel data, then we get the unfiltered every second wiggly line, and we also get some statistics shown on the left hand side. So if I just zoom into those statistics, and we can have a look at what those are, and excuse me messing about with the camera, and we can just try and analyse what those statistics are, or see what those statistics are. So we've got a minimum and maximum, which is basically the range. So we go from a maximum of minus 5.7 degrees of heel one way to 7.8 degrees of heel the other way. So minus is always to the left, or at least the way that I set the settings up on the system. Everything minus is left, everything positive is to the right. That just keeps it all very simple then for understanding where the rudder is, where the heel angle is. Then we get the mean, so the average of all the data in this instance is 0.6. IQR is when you get rid of the outliers, top 25%, bottom 25% of the data is disregarded, so we get a slightly different average, which obviously isn't very meaningful for pitch, heel or rudder data if you're doing a run like this. But it does help if you're including tacking and jibing and you want to get rid of some of the outliers, and it might help you to understand the averages for clue load, for instance, or rudder travel or heel travel in those on those runs. Then we've got changes threshold, which is something we alter in settings, which helps produce the next number, which is changes per minute, and that means very simply every time it receives that the values go from 1 degree in one direction to 1 degree in another direction. So here would be a very good example, or here would be another very good example. Every time it goes in 1 degree in one direction followed by 1 degree in other direction, it records as a change, as opposed to the bottom number, which is travel per minute, and that basically means movement in any direction. Now if we change the element, so if we go from heel to pitch, then you still get the wiggly line, the unfiltered data, but you also get the statistics again. So those statistics are common irrespective of whichever element that you're looking at.